two sayings that I say before my match. The first one is hard, smart, takedown turn. That's called my performance statement. That's what I want to do. Like, I want to go out. I want to be, smart about what I'm doing, not overly aggressive, but I definitely want to go hard, set the tone, and get my takedowns, get my turns. And then the other saying that I say is no one outworks me, sprint the mile, and machine gun mindset. No one outworks me means what it says. It's no one in the world does what I do, and no one works out as much as I do, so there's no reason that I deserve to lose. Sprint the mile means if you're sprinting a mile the whole way around, you'll be really fast, and I feel like if a match is a mile, I want to sprint the whole match. So the same pace that I have in the first minute is the same pace I have in the last minute. And machine gun mindset. So if you're in a gunfight and you have a machine gun or a pistol, a one-shot pistol, and you could choose, what would you choose? Machine gun, exactly, because you have way more shots and it shoots way quicker. So in a match, you want a machine gun. You want to shoot way more times than your opponent, so you have a greater chance of getting the shot and scoring. So those are the two sayings I say in my head over and over, and I just think about all the work that I put in and why I deserve to win. So, here.
What do you do before a match?
So I go through my performance statements, like I said. I obviously get a warm up. I think it's very important to get a warm up. Making sure that my nutrition's there, making sure I'm not, thirsty or anything, make sure I'm fully hydrated. I ate something, make sure I have a lot of energy, and I get my warm up in with my team, and then I'm not big on wearing headphones or anything like that. I think it is good if you're that type of guy that likes to get pumped up with music and stuff, but I just get in the zone. Once I put my headgear on, I cross over like this, I touch my shoulders, it's on, then I'm in the zone and warming up, getting ready.
Ace, go ahead.
What are all these moves called?
So basically the series I did was just the cross wrist tilt series. Probably the creator of the tilt was probably someone a little bit before AJ Shop, but I feel like I could give him that name too. So the AJ Shop series, and then the Spencer Lee series, and then I made it into my own series. But those were all tilts, and then the last one was just a snap down. Go on.
I actually eat something before I go to wrestling and any of my sports too.
Do you? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. You don't want to be hungry, right? No, you don't want to be hungry during practice.
What was your first tournament?
My first tournament. I don't know where, but I do remember it. I remember I won my first match. I don't remember how. I remember I won my second match because I locked hands and I got second place. I lost my final match in the finals. I had second place at somewhere at a novice tournament, but it was my first tournament ever. 6 years old. I still remember.
My first wrestling tournament, I got second place. And which do you like better, a double or a single?
That's a good one. So I think a double is once you get in there, it's easier to finish. But I think a single is easier to get to. So I mean, I hit a lot more singles than doubles in matches, just because they're easier to get to than a double. But I would say a double is easier to score once you're in. So, but I prefer the single leg.
Do you think your tilt is better than Spencer Lee's?
Yeah, I do. I do. Like I said, I think if he did the technique that I have his whole life, he would tech ball people faster. Because he already tech balls everyone. But I think it's better. But yeah, I'll come back. Right here. Yeah, we'll go him first and yeah.
How long have you been wrestling?
6 years old. So I'm 14 right now, so about 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years. Going on 9. Here real soon. It's been a long time. It's flu though.
Almost 9.
Back to you. Got it? No, you didn't get it yet. Alright.
How many state championships have you won?
I've won 7.
Have you earned a wrestling?
So 1 year, I didn't make states, and then the year after I won every year since then. So, yeah. But my first year I didn't make it.
Has your brother ever competed in a championship?
Oh yeah, my brother's really good for his age for sure. You know, he's a tough dude, and he's a two-time state champ. Yes, two-time state champ, and he's really good with the tilt series too.
Do you know Johnny Baiano?
I think I do.
He's my cousin.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Yeah, he's from around here, right?
South Fayette.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, where have you been for a tournament?
Oh man, I went to probably like 30 states. I went to California. Well, actually tomorrow night I leave. I go to Mexico, like I said, for the Pan Ams, and then this July I go to Budapest, Hungary, which both are different countries, so that'll be different. But I've been to California, Vegas, Florida. I don't know, Ohio. I've been to a lot of places, but wrestling definitely is a good way to take trips.
What countries have you been to?
Just obviously the U.S. and then, like I said, I'll be going to Mexico tomorrow and Budapest this July.
How long have you been doing freestyle?
Probably 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. So freestyle is how you win the Olympics and Worlds. Folk style is how you win NCAA titles.
What year was your first state tournament in?
Oh man,
And how old were you?
I was 8.
Oh,
I was 8, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 8.
okay.
8, and it was 2013, 14,
I was born in 2000.
maybe 12. Yeah. Right.
When did you start freestyle?
About 5 years ago. Probably longer. Probably 6 or 7 years ago. And I like freestyle better than folk style because you
How
can
old
score
are you?
points faster. How old was I?
Yeah.
Probably 9, 8 or 9.
Everybody do 10 push-ups, go. I got some questions, go.
Alright.
Samson, get your butt down.
What about we're asking questions and then Coach Matt comes out here and says do 10 push-ups? Yeah, really. Do you have the book called Way of a Warrior Kid?
I actually think, yeah. I don't think I ever read it. But I'm
You
saying
should.
that-
It's good.
I think I have.
I have all.
I read
three-
a lot of
I-
books.
I have all 3 books.
Yeah, I've read a few books on motivation and mindset, but I
We
haven't ever
need
read
book
that one.
recommendations, Jackson.
Yeah. Well, hey, I think I actually do have it. I swear, I think I recognize that title, but I'll read it.
What year and when was your 10th tournament?
Oh man, probably year 2, 2013.
No idea what.
It was probably my second year wrestling. Yeah.
All right, I got a couple.
Yes.
Do you ever do things outside of, like, you go to practice, obviously. Do you ever do anything outside of practice
Yeah.
to train?
So my coaches always talk about how you're in practice for probably 2 hours a night. If that's 5 out of 7 days a week, that's 10 hours. 10 hours out of, man, I don't even know how many hours in a week, but you know, you have a lot more time other than practice to get better. So I'm definitely doing a lot of other things than just in the practice room. I think that's what separates the best from, you know, the good. So things that I do in the morning, you know, I do like workouts in the morning before school with my brother, with my team sometimes. One thing that I'm huge on is writing my goals. I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't do. They don't write their goals down. I write them down, and as I write them, I visualize them. You know, I'm thinking about them. They're in my head all day. When I go to school, if I get a chance, you know, I'm either reading my motivational book or I'm online watching YouTube videos on you know, Spencer Lee, or I'm actually like watching the international guys at the World Championships. You know, seeing what they're doing, and even watching myself, seeing what I'm doing wrong. And then when I get home, I do a workout after school. Before practice, you know, I go to my 2 practices, and then when I get home, normally I'll do something, watch a video, or you know, just always trying to get that extra edge. You know, even just going up on the pull-up bar after school or before you go to bed, you know, doing 3 sets of 5 or 3 sets of 10 if you can of pull-ups, and it'll always make a difference. So yeah, I do some extra.
Do some pull-ups. Who has a pull-up bar at home? Sounds like we gotta ask for some for Christmas. Oh, you guys all do? Okay.
My
good.
dad haven't opened the box yet, but we have.
How did your dad have pipes like this and you didn't open the box yet? You didn't lock it.
It just came yesterday.
So, do you practice year round?
Yeah, so that's a good one. So I practice year round. I'm trying to think. Folk style starts the day after Worlds for me this year. So this year's definitely a different year because I mean I've never had the chance to make a world team before. So I'm normally not wrestling freestyle this late in the season, but normally freestyle season ends probably in like mid-June, and then from mid-June until after states I wrestle folk style. So probably 9 out of the 12 months I'm wrestling folk style, and 3 out of the 12 I'm wrestling freestyle Greco.
When did you start training year round?
I've trained year round probably since my second year of wrestling. That's actually false. Since I quit football. I mean, I still wrestled when I was playing football, but it was definitely harder to get workouts in. So I trained around pretty much my whole life, but like with other things and maybe not as heavy as in the season.
Were there ever times you didn't feel like training?
Yes and no. I think when I was younger, maybe I didn't love it as much as I do now, but I really loved it ever since I came in, just because I was around the best guys like Spencer Lee, like they were my age, and I was, probably the youngest guys in here, youngest kid that's in here was probably his age, and I just always watched him. I watched him grow up and go through the ranks, and now I see him dominate and stuff, and I just love seeing all his medals because he'd bring in his world singlet, like I said, and his world medal, and it was just so cool to me, and I was always inspired. But not many times did I ever not really want to go to practice because I just loved being there and I loved scrapping, and I had a lot of friends with the same goals, so that helped too. But.
So you're putting, you said 10 hours a week into practice, and then whatever you're doing outside of that, so call it 15 hours or something like that of training, right? In college, you're only allowed to do 20. You have to sign up on the hour log. So when you get to college, you'll probably train less or something, right? But
Definitely.
Why do you do it?
I wrestle because obviously I have goals, and goals are motivation, and I want to chase them, and I want to succeed, and I want to reach my goals. I want to be the best wrestler there ever was. I think that motivates me a lot. I also do it because I love it. I love it. There's no place that I'd rather be right now than in the practice room. I just really like helping people, and I really like getting better, working at my craft. At school, I'm not thinking about food or distractions like internet or girls or anything. I don't think about that stuff. I think about wrestling. I think about just wrestling and getting better.
I think that's probably good for
Where do you
Ryder. This is question 4. This better be good.
Where do you want to go in college?
Oh man.
That's a good question.
All right, call Willie Saylor right now.
That's a great one. That's a good one. There's a lot of places, man. The Big Ten is the premier conference for college. I would say, like you got the ACC, SEC, and college football. It's the powerhouse, the Big Ten in wrestling. So, I like all the Big Ten. Penn State's close to home. Cornell, I have my cousin going there. I was with the Wisconsin coach for a few days. I was with John Smith for a few days here. I got a lot of places I like. I went to Iowa for a week, so there's a lot of awesome colleges.
So Penn State is the Big Ten. Kids, what league is Cornell in?
Well,
What? Ivy League. Okay. All right. So he said Big Ten is they're the best wrestling conference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other good. ACC's been good. They're on the rise, and EWA is also very good. There's other good conferences, but the Ivy League is considered the best academic conference, right? When you think Ivy League, it's Harvard, it's Cornell, it's Princeton, and you kids know people that go to those schools. So wrestling can open the doors for a lot of opportunity. Someone like from our very own town goes to Princeton, right? And without wrestling, he wouldn't be there. He's kind of playing his day.
and he still is pretty smart.
I'm not saying he's a dummy. I'm not saying he's a dummy, but I bet your cousin, the fact he wrestles, it helps open some doors.
Yeah,
So
he's
anyway,
huge on academics. That definitely played into his college decision. I think he liked, colleges like Iowa, Penn State, obviously all those, but he really wanted that good education. He knows there's life after wrestling, and that's a good place to get a good education. And then
all right, Ian, last one, and I mean it. Go. Yeah. That's good. Hey, Listen, he has one more. So he already did. He was already out of practice earlier. Now he's in here sharing his wisdom with us. And now he's got one more this evening, and then he's going to fly to Mexico tomorrow. Let's thank Bo for his time and giving back.